point of FIRST is to try and get kids excited to celebrate technology, to try and put that on the same level as like a sports performance. And if you go to the tournaments, that's how it's structured. That's why it is the way it is, the music and the fun.
It was kind of nerve-wracking. It was our first competition as a team, so we went there and we're like, we're gonna win. And we actually loved Arizona Regional because it was so spirited. And this, like Westwood, we're very spirited, and we just loved that. We already had chants, we had like pom-pom things, and we got there, and everyone else did too. So we were already ramped up on spirit. We didn't know if we were gonna win, obviously.
Yesterday, we started off with some issues with a trigger that we had to work, and we eventually replaced the trigger from our practice robot. Then we also ran into an issue with a tensioning motor that burnt out, and we replaced the tensioning motor. It was a bit of a rush, but it wasn't anything too bad. We go out to the court, and then we realized that we, in the process of replacing the tensioning motor, broke a wire, which again left us in a bad spot. So whenever we replaced that wire and everything, we were actually able to perform to our full capabilities.
So what they're doing down there is they're trying to lower our bumpers a bit. We've discovered that the balls here are inflated more than what we planned on, so it jams our pickup a little bit. So what we're trying to do now, we've got a little extra room. We're going to drop our bumpers down. So what they're doing is moving the mount points down on the bumpers, or actually up, if you want to call it that, so that way then the bumpers sit lower on the robot. The ball will be able to roll over them easier as it comes through our pickup. That's the unit on the back side back there with the wheels across the top. So the idea is we pull the ball in, and if the bumpers are too high, it blocks the ball from coming in. So we've been struggling a little bit picking up the ball today. And today's really important, just because you work on your standings today. So we're, I think, last time I looked, we were like 15th place, I don't know, somewhere around in there. And you've got to stay in the top 20 if you want to have any hope of making it into the finals tomorrow.
Well, we just got eliminated from the tournament. So we made it to the quarterfinals with an awesome alliance. All day yesterday and today, we were fluctuating up and down in the matches with our scores. We won some, we lost some, you know, sometimes you get lucky. And we had a lot of problems with our robot, different technical issues. Some stuff broke. We goofed up our code at one point, and then we had a broken wire that we didn't identify for like 3 matches. When we finally found it, it fixed it, and our robot worked like a champ. They beat us in the match, but we're not gonna let that bring our spirits down. We have one more regional at Vegas after this, so right now we're preparing our robot to leave and packing up. I'm very happy with how this regional has gone.
For a first-year team, predominantly first-year team, it went extraordinarily well. Kids had good spirit, had a lot of fun. They did well. They didn't do great. They were in the top 12, which is, I mean, that's nothing to scoff at, top 12 or 13. So they did well. There were some problems with the robot. There were some software issues, a few things that didn't work exactly the way that they wanted. And we said, well, we can solve this stuff, and they did later. The team was very cohesive, and you can see that in the stands when you look at the kids in the stands. And we had a huge crowd out there. So that portion of it is very well developed. The engineering skills had come along a long way. They're still high school students.
That was a little bit tough for us, but the emotions at that regional were unlike any of the others that we had. The excitement of the students, because it was all of our first time. None of us had any idea of, or very few of us had any idea of what to expect. That between matches, students would run down the bleachers to try and check and see what's going on next. The students who were working in scouting, who in some cases were sitting on the bleachers all day, writing down obscure numbers and coding how other teams were doing, were just passionate and excited because this was totally new. And it was something that we'd never done before. Even though we didn't have as much success as we would like, the emotions were just intense there. I have a feeling that first regional that we did not perform well in is always going to be one that comes back to me and sticks out as something that was just very special.